Hello everybody and welcome back to Lords Mobile. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be just going around and attacking people. And hopefully you guys can get some enjoyment out of that. So first I want to show kind of what you do, or what I do before I go just go out and attacking. So first thing, that we're in our turf here, and I'm not actually going to be using my mouse. I'm going to be actually touching the screen just on the phone directly, so that's why you're not going to actually see my cursor or anything. So let's go ahead and first we're going to click on our infirmary. We're going to make sure that this is completely empty, because even if you attack someone who's a lot lower than you in strength, you're still gonna get some wounded soldiers and some dead soldiers. So you want to make sure that your wounded soldiers have a spot to go in your infirmary before you go out and attack anyone. So that is good. We have 200,000, a capacity of 200,000 right here. So that's good. The next thing that you're going to want to do is you want to make sure that your talents are set up. So if you press your talent button, you can see here I have construction speed, research speed, training speed. None of that's good. We want to have all on this left side here. We want to have the offense and the war talents. So I actually have a talent set saved. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. So let me actually turn the brightness up real quick. So yeah, so as you can see now, all of my talents are going to be in the offense tree, and they're going to give me lots of damage to or lots of damage buffs to my troops. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure your gear is set up to attack people. So right now you can see I kind of have a mix of my training gear and my construction gear. So go ahead and switch to your war gear. I actually have a talent set, or gear set already set up. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. And you can see these are all gear pieces that give me bonuses. It seems like the music's pretty loud. Change that real quick. So it gives me bonuses for, this one gives infantry attack, ranged attack. This helmet gives me a bunch of cavalry stats, as well as travel speed. And as you can see as well, I also have gems in all of these items. So I'm not going to go over each one, basically just because each person's raid gear is going to be different, and it just depends on what stats you want to buff up. And yeah, so after that, let's see, we have our talent set up, we have our gear set up. So the only thing left to do is I always like to go into my buff button over here. Whoops. My buff button over here, and increase my max army size. Now, you don't have to do this, and it is fairly expensive to do it, but I think it really helps, and it helps limit your losses as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the 5,000 gems to do the 50% boost, and you'll see that lasts for 4 hours. So now that we have that, the last thing that we want to do is we want to 100% make sure that we have anti-scout on. Now this is probably the most important thing, because you do not want anyone to have information about your castle. So I'm going to go ahead and use a 24-hour buff, and let's see, my shield is almost done, so that's good. We're not going to be wasting too much time with that, and the rest of this we don't have to worry about. So now what we're going to do, and I will be periodically going in here and clearing my guild gifts and pressing the help button for other people, for other guildmates, so just ignore that. And I always like to hide this menu over here, just so it gives you some extra viewing space, I suppose. So right now I'm at our hive, but we are going to obviously go out and attack people. So let's see. Oh, and another thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're on the world or global chat. So global chat, the reason that you want to do that is so you can see if anyone is posting your coordinates into there. So that means that if you're attacking someone, then they can post your coordinates in the world chat, and maybe someone stronger than you might come and attack you and save them. But so it's always just good to keep an eye on this and just make sure that you're aware of what the whole kingdom is chatting about. So for right now, I think we are just going to search around the map. I do actually have a couple guilds saved over here that I like to hit fairly often. So let's go ahead and go to TT here. Let's see. So a hive like this, it's not necessarily worth going here because, as you can see, a lot of these guys are shielded. So we're just going to go ahead and pass on them. However, one thing that I do like to look for, I typically only hit castles that are level 17 or above. And you can see here, let me actually use my cursor for this. So these castles right here, these are all above level 17 because they have the purple and gray colors to them. Now this castle, and this castle, you can tell, are not above 17 because they have the brown and gray and the green flags here. So I always, you can attack whoever you'd like. It's just a personal preference of mine because I am, you can see up in the top left, I have the ability to attack higher castles, so I tend to do so. I don't tend to attack castles that are, just barely growing, level 8 or 10, something like that. It's just, it doesn't really seem fair. Unless, of course, I'm trying to actually send a message to the guild or something like that. So, like I said, we're going to go ahead and pass on that hive there. Let's see, who else? We can go see TNG. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so you can see here we have a lot of unshielded castles here. Now, I'm not sure. I don't know right now if they have their leader sheltered or if their troops are out or if they even have any resources, but for right now, they look like a pretty good target because they don't have that many shields out. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a spot where we can teleport in and get the best advantage and the really the least amount of travel time to all of the castles, because at some point we want to be able to hit all of the castles in this hive. So for me, the best spot would probably be right here, this spot, because, and now the reason, another thing that you have to think about when you're choosing your position is, especially if someone posts your coordinates in the kingdom chat, you want to make sure that someone stronger than you does not have the ability to just instantly teleport right next to you and attack you in just seconds. So for me, if I was a lower level castle, let's say, and I was just hitting this guild and I was still fairly low, what I would do is I would probably go somewhere like right here. And the reason for that is because if you go there, you can put 3 camps in that spot, and that spot. So then if anyone teleports here to save this TNG guild, then they would have to go at least, to one of these other spots around you, around here, and it'll give you time to get your leader back and sheltered, or whatever you need to do, because you're not going to be able to shield. Remember, you're going to have this this Battle Fury active, which means that you cannot use shields. Let me show you this right here. You cannot use shields or move to other kingdoms while this status is active. So it's very important that you are able to protect your leader if someone huge, a lot bigger than you, comes and tries to save the guild that you're attacking. But for me, I'm not too concerned about that, so I'm just going to choose somewhere more that's accessible to all of the castles, like I mentioned before. So, let's see. Yep, I do believe... Oh, and one more thing before I head out. If you have this researched, I would definitely recommend creating some battalions. So, the way that you access those if you've researched them is you open up your battle hall, and you can see right here on the right-hand side it says Edit Battalion. So for me, I have 3 currently unlocked or researched, and these are very easy. If you don't know what battalions are, essentially they are let's see the way to describe them. Essentially, they are army compositions that you've already determined to make it super easy to attack. So the first one here I have is ranged and infantry. You can see here that this is the army setup that I have. So I have 155,000 heroic fighters, 190,000 heroic cannoneers, 15,000 of each royal guard and stealth sniper. And then you also select the heroes that you would like to send as well. So what that means is when you attack someone, and I'll show you this when we get there, all you have to do is press one button, and those troops will automatically fill up the attack board. So, let's go ahead and show you how that works here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer to this spot. Okay. Now, the person that I want to attack first, I usually go for the strongest players. So, for right now, without individually clicking on all of them and looking at their mights, I typically just generalize them based on castle level. So right now, this guy, Minjov 1, he's the strongest, obviously, because he has castle 25, but he is shielded, so I cannot attack him. This guy, hey, it's Drax, he is relatively strong, and he's castle level 24. So we're going to go ahead and attack him first. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to attack him. Now, so we come up to this attack board here. Now, you see these buttons on the left, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Those are your saved battalions. So, if I press the first battalion there, see it says assigned to range/infantry. So, now you can see that automatically filled my entire composition that I saved earlier. So this one, as you can see, let me use my cursor here, this little crown means that hero is my leader. So, with that in mind, that will give me all of the leader bonuses with my gear and everything. So you want to make sure you send your leader on any attacks that are going to hit higher level castles. So now that we got this set up, we are going to go ahead and attack. And this is just going to say, you know, you have your shield, it'll get you Battle Fury, and yada yada. So, I'm going to go ahead and just disable that. Now, as you can see, my troops are headed over down to, hey, it's Drax. Now, while he's doing that, we're going to go ahead and take on some of these lower level castles here. So, really, I'm just going to... all these guys should be no problem for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and just start sending out armies here, and I have quite a lot of armies that I can send out. So as you can see, when I press the 1, I don't have all of the capacity available, so it just auto-fills with as much as I can take, so that's good. Now, as you can see, my troops have started hitting these castles, and the campfires have started. So we're just gonna keep sending out armies here and doing some work on this hive. And we usually save the reports to look at for a little bit later. And as you can see, I have the little crown and chains above my castle. So that means I managed to capture somebody's leader here. Let's go ahead and take a look at these reports. So let's see, let's go to the first one. This guy got his leader, and he actually had quite a lot of resources. Excuse me. Now, the what you actually want to look at with these reports, I typically look at a few things. I look at let me use my cursor here. I look at the resources, and if I know about what my capacity is. So if I see that these resources, if it's like 1 million, 3 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, that means that they probably have more resources that I can capture. So I usually attack them again and again until I take all of their resources that they have available. Now this guy, he only gave me, what, maybe 2 million, 3 million maybe total, so he probably doesn't have much left. Now, the next thing I look at, well, obviously first, if I captured a leader, which that's one of the more important things, and I'll show you why that matters in a second. The next thing I want to look at is the number of losses and the number of soldiers that the enemy has. So one of my goals when I attack, one of my main goals, is to get as many troop kills as I can. So this guy was pretty smart. He didn't have any soldiers, whether that was because he sent them out for gathering or was in a rally for a dark nest, whatever the case may be. He did not have any troops for me to kill. These losses that you see here are actually his traps. Now that makes no difference for my troop kills because it's all based off of this loss number anyway. But just know that those losses are from his traps and not his troops. Now, the one thing that I'm looking at is to see if he had any troops that survived, because if they survived, that means that I should attack again and make sure that he has 0 troops left. Okay, and as you can see, your army is on the left hand side here, and you can see even though this guy had no troops at all, I still lost a couple troops. I had 4 troops that died. So you can see, if we attack some castles that have quite a lot of troops, even though I'm a lot stronger than them, I still take damage and I still lose might, according to however many troops I lost. So, I believe that's it. You can look at the might as well, how much might they lost. That's pretty interesting and pretty cool to look at if you, attacked a particularly high castle there. So, we're going to go ahead and show you why having leaders matters. And this is really going to affect you when you're castle level 25. So if you see my prison right here, it has the little the leader symbol and the chains. We go ahead and click into that. If you look in the top right corner, it says troop attack boost. So what that means is, essentially, if you have a prison level 25, I'll go ahead and press this information button. If you scroll all the way to the bottom here, at level 25, you get an attack boost, an army attack boost, based on the highest level leader that you have captured. So, it gives you that chart here. What we want to do is we want to capture someone that's level 55 or above. Now, the level that they mean by that is your actual player level. So your overall character level for your account. So that's another thing that I look at when I look at these reports, because if you notice, let's go into Hey It's Drax here. If you notice, so this guy, let's see, he didn't have very many resources, and I did not capture his leader. But if you can see right here, it tells you what level their leader is. So this guy, if I would have captured him, that would have been awesome, because then I would have gotten a 23% attack boost on my troops. So that would have been amazing, but he probably had his leader sheltered or something. So this guy looks like we wounded 109,000 of his troops, and if you want to go into the expanded battle report, you can. Looks like this guy had quite a lot of T3 and a little bit of T2 and T1. but I don't typically look at this unless it's a particularly large battle. So let's see, before we look at those, let's go ahead and send out some more armies here, because we still have lots of castles that are just waiting to be set on fire here. So we'll just go ahead and just start selecting just random castles. I usually try to attack castles that are closer to me first and then expand out. Just so I know which ones that I've hit already, and so I don't attack the same castle multiple times. Another thing that you have to, or not have to, but another thing that's good to know and think about is the travel times for the different types of troops. So when you attack someone, if I were to go to, let's just see, my T2s, if I were to attack with only Gladiator, you can see the travel time there is 19 seconds. Okay, now if I were to attack with ranged only, that goes down to 17 seconds. Okay, now if I attack with only cavalry, that goes down to 15 seconds. So what that tells us is infantry walks the slowest, ranged is the next slowest, and cavalry is the fastest troop type. So with that in mind, let's just say I wanted to attack some guy that's like way down here, like these guys. If I wanted to stay where I am and attack these guys way over here, it would probably be best for me to use cavalry to attack these guys, because it would take a lot less time. But again, that's something that it's just one of those small details that, you know, it's good to have in the back of your mind when you're doing these types of things. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep attacking these guys. We have still quite a few castles left. This is a particularly small hive, so looks like a lot of these guys, maybe this guild just doesn't have that many members, or they're just, you know, individually scattered about the kingdom, you know, the rest of them. But you can see right now I have sent out all of my 5 available armies. And so let's go ahead and take this time to look through our reports here. So just really quickly, we got a leader, we killed all his troops, okay. Now this guy, okay. So this guy, you can see 1 million stone, timber, ore, and gold. So this guy probably has more troops. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this castle. This is Bella. Okay, so whenever this happens, I usually scout them just to make sure. So let's go ahead and look at that scout report. Okay, so this guy looks like he has a little bit more to get. He has quite a little bit of gold there, and some stone, maybe some timber too. I'm not exactly sure how much his vault can hold. Now, because I have maxed out my intelligence report, I can see that his vault is level 17. However, I don't necessarily know how. I mean, I could go into my vault and look at the information and see, okay, he can hold 1 million resources, blah, blah, blah. But that's just a whole lot of effort. I'm just going to attack him. So we're going to go ahead and do that and see if we get anything more, because he's already lost all of his troops or whatever. So me attacking him again really isn't going to do very much. More just double check he has no resources. Help these guys. Okay. So let's see who else we got. We're gonna attack this guy, and like I said, I don't typically attack castles that are under level 17. So like this guy, hey, it's Gord. I'm not gonna bother attacking him. I do try to check them, because sometimes they aren't level 17 yet, but you know, they're at 15 million might, and if that's the case, then, you know, they probably have something they're hiding there. Like this guy, he's castle level 15, but he's at almost, or a little over 4 million might. So that tells you he's probably got something under his castle level. Maybe he's got a lot of troops or something. So we'll check that out in a second. Now, I do want to mention that if you're a lower level, it is good practice to scout before you attack. So I probably should have started this video with that, or this raid with that comment. But for me, I'm to the point where I don't need to scout these lower level castles, purely for the fact that I know that I can win, even if they had, you know, a couple 100,000 T3 troops. And the only reason for that is just because of the might difference in the T4 versus T3. So if you're attacking just with T3, then I would always send out a scout first and double check, because if you're attacking with, you know, an army of 200,000 T3 and they have, I don't know, 500,000 T3 in their base, you may not win, and you may have to send 2 or 3 attacks their way to zero them. And so it's good to know that, because you might not necessarily want to attack that person. So you want to make sure that you're scouting before you attack. And I'm kind of setting a bad example for that, so forgive me. But like I said, I know I can beat these guys, and all of these castles I've attacked before, so I know that I'm not going to face any serious threats here. So we're just going to go ahead and take a look at these. Let's see. Okay, really quick here. Like I said, I know what I'm looking for, so this is all going to be pretty quick. Another way to tell just right instantly if they had a lot of troops is the player experience you get. So this guy, I got 22,000 experience. So that right off the bat tells me, okay, he had a lot of troops that I killed. So if you look down here, yep, sure enough, he had 84,000 troops. So, you know, that's good to know. Let's see, so 4,000 experience, only had 15,000 troops. Let's see, this guy got about 3 million stone, that's good. 5 million, what is it, food there, that was pretty good. Let's see, gold. Ooh, another thing that I always like to look for is the red, the dead troops, the amount that actually died and just are forever gone. So that's pretty cool to look at. I always like looking at the big hits that I get for those. So we're just gonna go ahead and quickly run through these. The reason that I'm going so quick with these is just because it's nothing too important. You know, we might get some resources and whatnot. So right now what I want to do, in between big attacks, I like to stop and go to my infirmary and heal all the troops that I have wounded. So we're going to do that right now, and you can see I have about 3,000 troops that are wounded. So we're going to go ahead and heal them, and I don't like waiting for stuff, so I'm just going to go and speed up. So now my infirmary is empty, and we can continue. So this guy's hiding out here over in the corner, so we're going to send an army his way. Let's see, this guy's hiding out behind me. Okay, so like I said before, these two guys right here are not castle level 17, but they have pretty high mights for their castle level. So I'm going to send an army their way also, purely for the fact that they're pretty strong. So they probably got something under their sleeve there. This guy, castle level 13, but 1.6 million might, not really something I want to, you know, use my time against. This guy way up here, okay, we could probably send an army up his way. Whenever you're doing a raid like this and you've hit everyone in their hive, I always do a quick look around their hive just to be sure that there's no other castles like this. So this is a little castle cell that's just hidden over here around the corner from their hive, and there's another one down here I looked at earlier. So we're gonna hit those two also. And these guys as well, just kind of finishing off this guild here. We're going to show these guys no mercy whatsoever. So this guy, real quick, we're going to send a cavalry attack up his way so it doesn't take too long. And we're actually going to speed it up a little bit too, because again, I don't like waiting for stuff. let's see. We'll send some attacks these way. These guys. Oh, geez. Going to send some attacks this way. Man, that was difficult. See, that one be a cavalry attack. This one, wow, these guys are actually pretty strong over here. This guy's at 11 million. This guy's at 12 million. Now, another thing that I usually look for is any private messages from these guilds and these players. A lot of them will ask me, you know, hey, why are you attacking such a low-level guild? You're so much stronger than us. The straight answer for that is just that there's not really anyone my size to attack in this kingdom. The only other kingdom, or the only other guild that I can attack, which for the members of my guild that are in this kingdom and watching this video, that's ILC, and those guys are pretty well fortified, so it's pretty difficult to attack them, because once I send an army to one of their castles, then I get rallied, and it's not gonna end well. So to answer the question, I'm not attacking this guild just to, you know, show off, oh, I'm big and strong and yada yada. It's mostly just for resources and, like I said earlier, troop kills. And that's just, it's the name of the game, you know. It's a war game, and you attack people and get attacked, and that's just how the game rolls, you know. So okay, so you saw this attack here. This guy saw that I was attacking and put up a shield. So if we look in this report, it's gonna say that I failed the attack, which is definitely not what we want to see, but you know, it happens. And looks like these other two attacks over here are probably going to go through. And actually, I think these guys were shielded just a second ago. What? Can I just not see their shields? Let me refresh this map here. Oh, okay, yeah. I could have sworn these two were shielded. Looks like that was just a glitch with the visuals here or something. Sometimes that helps, and occasionally I'll have to actually like quit the game and restart it, just because sometimes it gets really slow, because when you're attacking, you know, you're going in and out of all these menus and different screens and stuff, and so it kind of slows down the game a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at these. We got some more leaders. Cool. Got some troops. Got a couple more troops. Let's see, and all these troop kills add up after a while, so you might think, oh, well, that's only 50,000 troops. Well, yeah, but if you do 100 attacks, and each one is 50,000 troops, that adds up quite a bit. So, all the troop kills help, and this guy, ooh, that was quite a big loss. And you can see there, so this guy lost about 163,000 troops, 164,000 troops, but he only lost 736,000 might. So that tells you it's probably mostly just T1 and T2 troops there. Let's see, so we're gonna go ahead and look at that. Ooh, this guy had 6 million food. Interesting. Another reason why I attack these castles is because the food, as you can see, if you look in my top right corner, my food diminishes very, very quickly. So I always like to go and heal my troops, because again, they require food to actually heal. So I always like to heal them, because it does take quite a long, my food diminishes very quickly. So it's important that I use the food right away, because otherwise it'll just get wasted and I'll drop to 0 anyway. So we're going to go ahead and wait for these guys, and then I don't feel like sending troops all the way down here, so we're just going to teleport down. We're probably going to teleport right there to this spot, that spot right there. And this guy looks like he actually has some prisoners, and well, let's see, who is that? What was his name? Mandarins. A lot of these guys just attack like no guild castles around them, um, just for the execution bonus. So that's probably what that is. Either way, we're gonna try and set that guy free. We're gonna attack this. Hey, it's MK guy. Let's see. We only got 12 seconds left for my troops. If you didn't know, if your troops are deployed, you cannot teleport anywhere. So just that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so my invading troops have returned, so we're going to go ahead and just teleport down here. And just right off the bat, we're going to send some armies all over the place, just to all of these castles here. Just again, no mercy is being shown here. Just pure carnage. Let's take a look at these guys. 1.4 million. We'll spare those guys for now. What about that guy? Nope. Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay, we're not gonna attack those guys. So hey, it's MK. Put on a shield, and you can see when he put on the shield, that Mandarin's guy. Oh, okay, yeah, that that was actually one of their castles in their hive. So when he put on the shield, his leader got released anyway. So that it ended well for him anyway. So again, we got the failed because it put up a shield. This guy, ooh, he had quite a lot of troops. Not too many dead though, so good on him. All right, let's see. Fury Kingdom. Oh man, look at those traps. A lot of red traps. That's not good. So it looks like we got some PMs here. This is from TNG. Again, trying to make peace. Okay, yeah, we don't really care about those messages. A lot of them are gonna try to say, hey, can we have an alliance, or why are you attacking us, and all this stuff. And usually just ignore those. Not really anything I want to do about it. I mean, not anything against them or not trying to be rude. It's just, like I said earlier, it's a war game. I want to attack because that's just the name of the game. So we're going to port up here and send some armies to these castles. Let's see. It's level 15. Level 15. Oh, like this guy. I would never attack someone like this guy. He's a level 15 with not even a million might yet. I mean, I'm not that heartless, Like, I'll save this guy because I know he's probably just starting out, just wanting to build, or maybe, I don't know, he's probably not even active anymore if he's been online for a while. Who knows? I mean, just stuff like that. And if he's only got a million might and he's castle level 15, I'm probably not even gonna get much out of him anyway. So not any value in me sending an army his way. So this guy, I thought I sent one his way. Well, so looks like we got all of these guys. Well, I'm debating whether or not to start a new video, or let's see, start a new video, or I could probably just cut this into different parts. So I'm just gonna write down, oops, didn't want that to be on the screen. I'm just gonna make a note about what time it is here so I can cut the video. Okay, so I believe I just cut the video, so this should be a new video, a new probably part 2 or something. But we're still in this raid. So one reason I mentioned earlier that I attack from where my castle is to where my castle is out is because if you look at these guys, like the Toast and Hey It's Woody and that other guy, their castle is not on fire anymore, even though I did attack them, because It's just been, 10 minutes or whatever the time frame is for them to stop burning. So, anyway, I believe we're done with this group, so let's go ahead and move on somewhere else. Let's see, this guy. Alright, so they've got quite a lot of castles. Ooh, this guy's level 24. This guy here is level 25, but he doesn't play anymore, so he's got nothing on him. I already know that. Let's see, these guys, FEU and VN. These guys actually, a lot of times they leave holes in their hive, so I can just port right in the middle of them. Who is this guy attacking? What? These guys are allies. Oh well. That's a lot of work right now. We're just gonna move on. Difficult part is once you actually go through all these and you hit all of them, it's kind of hard to find new hives to hit. Well, looks like AOD is already there, so we're gonna stay away from that. I don't even know why I have that one saved. Oh, geez. Let's see. FS. KCF. Ooh, this guy. Ooh, okay. Now we're gonna come here, and I'm not sure if this guy's just offline or something. Whenever you see a castle that has a skin, usually that means that they're either a higher might or something. Let's see, another private message. Yep, see this guy. This guy's wanting to join my guild. Nice. Gotta coerce them into joining my guild by destroying them every day. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and just teleport here, and quickly before he sees us, just send an army over there. We're gonna send some armies to these guys as well. Pretty much just as soon as we port in, as soon as and quickly as we can, we're just gonna start the onslaught and just start destroying stuff as quickly as possible, because as soon as we port in, I'm not sure if these guys communicate outside the game or what, but a lot of guilds do, and so as soon as you port in, then one of these guys that's online might message to them, hey, come on and shield or shelter, and for someone who's doing the raiding, that's not what you want. That's not, you don't want your enemies to be shielding, because then that means you can't attack them. Or if they shelter or whatever, then you're not going to get very many resources from them. So this is the guy that has the castle skin, and looks like he was a big bunch of nothing. So that's unfortunate. This guy, bunch of nothing. Reno, bunch of nothing. Some troop kills is all. This guy, nothing. Man, this guy, this guild. Oof. Okay, so this is a pretty good hit. 63,000 wounded. Almost 8,200 dead. Pretty good hit there. Let's see, who else? Danny, 2019. We're gonna send an army your way, Mr. Danny. Again, we're gonna look around. Who's that guy? Okay. We're gonna double check. Let's see. That guy's not even worth it. It's basically just checking to see if there's any big castles around, which I don't actually see any. So after this, we're probably just gonna port away and start somewhere else. That was kind of disappointing there. Kind of wish that guy with the castle skin had something bigger, but what are you gonna do? We're just gonna move on. Let's check out FOH. These guys really hate it when I attack them. And I'll move on for right now. Let's head over to this guy. Let's go back to, let's see, RHL. Alright, let's hit these guys. these guys have some pretty strong members. This guy, Goalie, he's usually shielded, so you can usually assume that he's been playing for a little while. Yeah, let's go ahead and teleport over here. We want to, again, positioning is everything, so we want to make sure that we're in a good spot when we teleport over here. That all the higher level, or a lot of the higher level castles are within easy reach. So you can see a lot of the higher level castles are over in this right side here. So we'd probably want to teleport maybe right there. Because I was thinking about going over here, but you see we have a lot of these castles that are under 17, and like I mentioned, I don't usually attack those, so I think over on this right side would be the best place. Whew. Let's see. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. If we do get tired of this right side, we can always port over here and continue, but for right now, we're just going to go ahead and do this. So this, like I said, just as soon as we come in, we're just going to go ham. Just right off the bat, just do as much damage as possible. And because this is kind of a bigger hive here, we might even see some of these people start shielding right away. But we're not. We want to get out all of our 5 armies as soon as possible. Because downtime is your enemy. You don't want to have. You do not want to have any downtime. You want to be constantly moving and constantly just attacking and having your troops on the move. So in between, once you send out everything, you can take a look at these reports, see if you get anything new or interesting. Like I said earlier, you can check the resources, see if they might have more. And also, as your armies keep attacking, you're going to get more and more reports. So it looks like we have some armies that came back. So just going to keep sending these out. Let's see, 300,000. This guy's open. 300K. Let's see, once our army gets back, we're gonna send it out, and we're basically just gonna keep doing this until, out of every guild, you might get a couple good hits, but a lot of it's mostly just for resources, and everything adds up. So, like, this guy only has... he only gave us 130,000 stone and 46,000 gold. But if we do that, a couple hundred times, that adds up. And again, this whole time we're paying attention to this world chat, making sure our coordinates are not being posted. If they do get posted and you're afraid someone bigger than you is going to come and ruin your day, then pretty simple, just teleport out and start somewhere new. It's really just a matter of, if you spot it before someone stronger than you, the vigilante comes and starts burning you. But for me, like I mentioned, I'm not really too concerned about that. So, looks like this guy put out a shield. Looks like this guy... Okay, got a leader. Okay, we're at 4 armies, so we need to send another one out. Like I said, gotta keep moving, gotta keep busy. And see this guy? Oh, gotta love it. We're not even gonna pay attention to that guy. Just don't even respond to private messages like that. I mean, there's no use in it. Just keep minding your own business and, starting fires on their castles. No big deal. Remember, no mercy shall be shown. No mercy. You gotta just do as much damage as humanly possible, or alienly possible. Let's see. Okay. And again, apologize if screens are just flashing all over the place for you, but like I said, you got to be quick. You got to be quick with your motions, and you got to make sure that you're constantly moving and constantly making sure all your stuff is all your reports are looked at and all that type of stuff. Okay. So we're gonna look at all these castles that we don't have anyone heading towards. We're just gonna keep sending an army their way. That guy might be online, but we're going to try him anyway. Okay. Ooh, this guy, 1.7 million gold. Oof. Man, that's pretty sweet. That's what we like to see. Gold. Gold, gold, gold. Let's see. Alright, we're going to send up an army that way. Alright, let's see. And the reason I'm not attacking this guy, this J69, her 69, is because he's not part of their guild. So my guess is, because he's in their hive, my guess is that he was part of their guild, but got kicked because of inactivity or something. So most likely there's nothing in his castle anyway. Wouldn't really make much sense to attack him. If you're very bored and desperate, then you can. Trust me, I have, but it just, trying to save time and just, like I said, keep moving, because once I hit this hive, then I'm going to move on to the next, and I just want to try to maximize my efficiency with the amount of resources and kills that I get. So one thing to note is, if there's someone without a guild and they're like that and they're probably AFK, they most likely don't have any troops. So if you're like me and you attack largely for the troop kills, then those castles are pretty much just a big disappointment because they don't have any troops. So, there's just no reason to attack them. Let's see, what are they saying? I'm on, but I'm not able to do a rally. Sorry, guys. I'm out killing people. Sounds a lot worse than it really is. Okay, let's see. We've got some armies back, and now we're kind of getting to the last remaining people. And as you can see, they're way over on the other side of the hive. So we gotta walk. It takes a minute all the way over there. Now this guy he's not castle level 17. However, he does have a prisoner, so we are going to ruin his day. Send an army over there. And just so happened he got the army with my leader, so he's definitely gonna get a pounding today. It's all good though. He'll forgive me. Probably not. Let's see, where are our troops at? We got one returning, 30 seconds. Okay, let's look at these reports. Oops. This guy captured his leader. Let's see. He's just saying hello. Again, we're not going to use our time to respond. Oh, come on. Keep misclicking these reports. Jeez. Okay. Just keep looking at these reports, and once you start sending your troops a long ways, a long distance, then you'll have more time in between to check out the reports and stuff. Let's see, we got those castles covered. We're going to go ahead and attack this guy. I believe that's it. Oh, no. We have these two guys up here. Busi Boris and Mano 556. We're gonna send an army their way once we get more. These guys are actually pretty good. on their side. Like they have a lot that are shielded, and a lot of these guys I'm not really getting much out of them. So it's good on them, hiding their leaders and making sure their resources are hidden enough and so on. So again, we're gonna take a look at our wounded. We're just gonna heal these guys up. Again, I don't like waiting, so I'm going to just speed that up. Come on. Alright, let's see. We're going to send an army over here. And looks like we have one that's just about to come home. So, when he does, we're going to send him up here to Mono, whatever. Okay, let's look at these reports. We got another leader. Ooh, look at that. 15,000 reds. That was a good hit. Again, you can tell because he only lost 300,000 might. They were probably just maybe T2s. Maybe a little bit of T3. Not sure. Let's see. This guy also probably just a lot of T2s, but still a pretty good hit for us. 22,000 dead. Husam, bunch of nothing. A little bit of food will help us with our repairs. Okay, so that one guy, yeah, he just had some T2 because he was that was the guy with the prisoner. Boosie put up a shield. This guy, and yeah, that you'll notice. KCF, that was the guild that we hit last, and you'll get those messages too, like, hey, could I have my leader back? But what we're going to do, actually, whenever they message me like that, so his name is Jassy Horvath. So what we're going to do is, if you noticed, I haven't put any ransoms for these guys, because I prefer to have the attack boost over the gold. So this guy, he's a level 47, so he is not contributing to my boost at all, so I can set a ransom for him, and even if he pays it, I still get the boost. So what I usually do is I start out with something small like 20 million, and then that'll send a message to him saying, pay this amount of gold for your leader, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Got some wounded there. Let's see. How the resource levels in the guild, please. Why we've... I don't even... Okay. Alright, while he is returning, that last one, we're gonna take a look at some of these other targets. Let's see. Somebody's talking. Okay. Don't really want to hit these guys again. GHO, that's them. Let's see. Are these guys? No, they're pretty shielded. I don't really think we'll get much out of them. MC, they look pretty. Actually, you know what we can do? Another thing you can do is you can take a look at, let me use my cursor here, you can take a look at the castles and the hives around these forts in the base, and if they're not allied with you, then they're pretty much just openly available to attack. Like, I usually hit these guys over at the Comet Fort, HBD, they usually have some pretty good resources and higher castle levels. You can see a lot of, there's a 21, a 20, 23, 22, 21, 22, 20. So there's quite a lot of higher level castles here. But that left northwest side there is pretty well shielded. So why don't we go ahead and, again, looking for positioning here, because positioning is very important. It would be nice if they could if that camp spot was open, because that would be a pretty good spot for us. But remember, this turf here is available for transport. So what I think we're gonna do is, I think I'm just gonna port right there. Yep, port right there, and then we're just gonna go and set fire to the guild. Haha. This is a fairly large guild, so should have lots and lots to attack. Again, I'm just taking out some of the ones that are closest to me and then moving my way out. This guy has some resource troops just now arriving. Let's see if he's... Oh man. Oh, that wasn't him. That was that Droids guy. I was thinking that was maybe gathering troops. Okay, let's take a look at these reports. We got not a lot there. Ooh, almost 1 million gold from this guy. That was nice. Krebets got his leader and a few reds. That was pretty good. Bebo got some gold. Ooh, quite a lot of reds there too. Okay, so that was good. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and just keep throwing out these armies here. Let's see. Okay, we got 4 armies out. We have our cavalry. Yes, we do. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reset my game because it was just starting to get a little slow. So now I'm going to have to resize this. Great. Is that good? Okay, yeah, that's good. Well, might be a little bit too far to the right. Okay, there we go. Alright, yeah, it's getting a little slow there. The transitions and stuff were taking a little bit too long. So, like I mentioned earlier, I usually try to reset my game every so often. And since I already had all my armies out, I was mostly just going to be waiting anyway. So, you know, like I said, no time wasted. No time wasted. Ooh. Guild level has reached level 9. Awesome. Sweet. Alright. Who do we got? This guy. Looks like he's online, so he might shield before we get there, but we can certainly try. See this guy. We got a little bit of gold, not much else. Like, this is what I'm talking about with like a dead attack or a wasted attack, is he had no traps, no soldiers, so we had no troop kills, and he only gave me 67,000 gold. So that was kind of a waste. But then you have attacks like this, where 94,000 losses and 50,000 of those, oh man, 54,000 of those just about were reds. So that was a really good hit. That was again, still probably just a bunch of T2s. Let's look at his defender details. Yeah, so you can see he lost, wow, 14,000 T2 catapults. So not too much of a loss for him, but still pretty good hit. We got quite a bit of gold there and some stone. Nice. Could always use more gold. Let's hit this guy. Ooh, this guy. Okay, this guy is 10 million might, so I probably want to attack him with my leader. So I'll wait until my leader gets back from whichever attack he's doing, and then I'll send him over there. Just because even though 10 million and he's only castle level 20, he doesn't have any T4s. I just, it makes a little bit more sense to send your leader and get that extra power behind your attacks. Let's see, is that my leader? Nah. Is that one my leader? No. Okay. Let's see. Score 11. Watex. Ooh, okay, so this guy, he had 2 million food and almost, well, like a little over 500,000 of the other stuff, so he might have more. Let's send a scout his way. Let's just see if he does have anything else. He might just have more food, and if that's the case, yeah. So you can see he's at 946 and 945 for the food and stone, and for the ore. So that probably means that his volt cap is 945,000. So even if we attacked him again, we wouldn't get anything. So we're going to go ahead and pass on that. Hopefully now my leader's back. Holy crap, it's not. Okay, well, looks like both those troops are back. Anyway, this guy's shielded. I was going to hit him next. That's okay. We still have plenty more. Come on. Come on. There we go. Jeez. Way too long. This guy, 7 million, castle level 23. I'll send one his way. And we may as well just attack these guys that are not part of the guild. Who knows? They might have some good resources, especially this guy. He's level 23. And he's only 8 million might, but still, he might have some decent resource levels. Because even if you quit the game, your castle still produces resources. So keep that in mind when you're raiding. That these castles that are that don't have a guild, they still produce resources. So and a lot of people forget to upgrade their vaults. So you might get some good stuff like this guy. This guy's well, hold on. Okay, so this guy, he's scouting me. So right now he's in Battle Fury for at least a couple minutes. So I could attack him, but not worth it. So if you look right here, this says enemy scout report turf was scouted. So it says with our anti-scout measures, we stopped enemy scouts from compiling information about our turf. So that means that our scout protection worked. And so now that guy, he scouted and got no information. So that's what we want to see. That's good preparation on our part, because now he doesn't know what we have, and he can't share that information with anybody else. So this guy, he's not part of a guild, but he had almost 6 million food. So let's go ahead and attack him again. Let's see if we can get any more food, because we can use that food to heal our troops. This guy, he was also not part of a guild, but he had just a little bit of everything. So let's go ahead and send another his way. Who knows, we might get something else or get more. Let's take a quick scan at this global chat. I don't see any coordinates being posted, so we're still in the clear. Okay, let's see. We hit that God Neo guy again. Okay, we got about 340,000 food again. So, awesome. Speaking of that, why don't we go ahead and look at our troops. Can heal some of these. It'll heal in about 2 minutes. That'll be fine. Okay, looks like... What about this guy? Can't remember if we attacked him or not. Let's... Ooh. I do not think we did. Let's do that. I'm thinking maybe he was shielded or something. I can't remember. Maybe that Hosha guy was shielded and it just ran out or something. Because looks like he does have... he has some defenders and he has gold. And if you don't know this, your Volt does not protect gold until castle level 25 and Volt level 25. So essentially what that means is unless they're castle level 25, you can go and attack them and you will always get gold, or always get their gold if they have any, because their Volt cannot protect it. So this guy that we attacked for the second time that didn't have a guild, he didn't give us pretty much anything. So let's see this guy. Okay, nice. So we got his leader, we got some gold, and we killed his troops. Awesome. Alright. I think we pretty much burned out this guild. Let's just glance at these ones that are under 17. Just see if there's any big ones that we need to worry about. Because another big part of raiding and attacking other people is to... Again, this is a war game. Ooh, this guy is pretty high, so we're gonna attack him. Attacking people will set them back. It will delay their progress, and it will essentially... Ooh, this guy, I think his shield ran out. Or I just can't see it. Oh, man, we're going to reset the map, and yeah, okay. But yeah, so attacking does set people back, and that's really good for you because... Obviously, you want to get ahead, and you want to make your guild the strongest, and you want to have the advantage over other players. So, when you attack someone, and you know we can look at these ones that we've attacked, and we can see, well, some of these aren't very good examples. Like this guy, he lost 134,000 might. Now, granted, these are just from wounded soldiers and a little bit of traps, but still, that's resources that he now has to pay to heal those troops that he could have spent on research or, you know, making more troops, training more troops, you know. So all of this is helpful in delaying other guilds and other players in their progress to get ahead of you. And in the end, that's really what we're looking for and what we want. So with this guy, ooh man, so we got a little over 1 million gold, and you can see from the experience that we got that we killed quite a few troops. And if you look down here, we wiped all of his army. So we got 90,000 wounded and 2,500 dead. So that's a pretty good hit right there. Pretty good hit. So it looks like our troops are now returning or have already returned. So we'll just kind of take a quick look around here. Ooh, this guy is not shielded. All right, we're gonna take this guy on. So you can see this guy is at 16 million might. I am not even sure what guild this is. Vietnam guild. All right, we're just gonna destroy him. So we're gonna do that. Going to send our leader. And with bigger castles like this, I usually send multiple armies just so he doesn't have time to heal, because we can attack and then he can heal right away and then he can just get back his army. So let's see. Okay, looks like he didn't have much to begin with. Looks like a lot of that might was just from research, or he maybe has his stuff sheltered or out gathering or something. So not a big hit on him. He didn't lose much. Let's look at him. He went down to 16 million still, so he only lost a little bit. So not a huge hit on him, but you know, he's castle level 25, so if he did have a lot of might from troops, then that would have been pretty devastating for him, especially being castle level 25. So let's take a look at our wounded right now. So we'll just do that for a minute so we can wait for that. That's fine. It looks like we got quite a few leaders. We have 29 out of 30. So right here, these ones that are going to escape instead of get executed, that means that these castles were not above 17. I just released them because if they're not level 17 yet, their leader probably isn't doing very much anyway. And well, actually, this guy's level 51, so he probably does do a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and maybe do 5 million for him. We'll see if he pays that, even though it does release after 5 hours. You know, there's a chance that he might pay it, so that's always good. But you see in the top right, it says troop attack boost 23%. So that means somewhere along the line we got a leader. Let's just scroll down here. Let's see, I can't remember. Okay, it is level 55 because I saw this level 54 right there from Rain 25. It looks like we got someone even higher than that. Ooh, yeah, okay, this guy, Krebitz 2019. Ooh, and Dice Schwartz. Looks like both of those are contributing to our attack boost. And one thing to note is that troop attack boost is not, it does not stack, so you don't get 23% for Krebitz and 23% for the other guy. It's based on the highest level that you have. So right now, the highest level that I have is 57. So if we look at this chart, 57 is in that second to last category, which will give us 23% attack boost. So, so yeah, that's pretty good for us. And I think on that note, what we're going to do is we're going to just use a random relocator. Where did we get placed? Placed right there. Take a quick look around, and I think we're going to take a break for right now. And I will soon start again. I just need to do something here in the real world. So I will be back, and we will have more fun. So I'll see you in a bit.